Go ahead.
Number of vacuums. Number of vacuums, and there's a relationship to number of vacuums to cars per month, or cars per day, or cars per hour. And then also, vacuums free all the time, or are they gated? You're getting to get out.
At our facilities, the vacuums are free all the time. We now build our facilities with 20 vacuum stalls. At the washes that are washing between 8 and 10,000 cars a month, that seems to be enough. We have a facility that's washing 16,000 plus cars a month, and having 20 vacuum stalls isn't nearly enough. People occupy the stalls for longer periods of time, and we have to have somebody to direct traffic, so it becomes problematic. But I don't think that we have ever thought of it as a science to relate counts to vacuum stalls. We knew the first 2 stores we built had 16, they weren't enough, so we went to 20. We've got a new store opening in about a month and a half. If that's not enough, we may go to 24, but they are free.
I think your second question affects the first question. Your second one, public or not public, well, that should determine how many you build. Obviously, if it's not closed to the public, you build less. But I think, Tom, don't you have a number?
Two vacuum stalls per 1,000 cars.
Per 1,000 a month? Okay, so 10,000 car a month, you want 20 stalls.
16,000, you want 32.
Yeah. So I still don't think there's any rules.
That's a general figure.
General figure. Everybody hear that?
Chairman, we get more vacuums. We go half a bay per 1,000.
Say it again, then.
Half per 1,000. So we do 20,000 cars a month, 10 vacuums. We do 30,000 cars a month, you need 15,000. No, 20. We don't have any place that's more than 24. We have one that's 12 stalls. I think it's 12. We do quite a few cars. So it's free, no waiting lines.
Hey, Jimmy, a new wrinkle that's been thrown in the last year that we've seen is vacuuming before the cars go through the cashiers. By my count, and I've gone over and set time limit in similar locations, similar demographics. Basically, if you vacuum before you go through the auto cashiers, you need half the number of vacuums that you do if you vacuum after they've gone through the wash.
That makes sense. Did y'all hear that? He said if you allow customers to vacuum before the wash, there's going to be less demand for vacuuming than afterwards, and that's obvious because they're not detailing, spending too much time drying the entire car off. So that
The particular wash that I timed them at, there is no option to come back. Okay. You get out the wash, you're gone.
yeah, I may have to do that in my rehab. Eventually close it off to the public. I've got 14 free vacs in my rehab from 2 years ago, and we've hit 12,000 cars a month. But we're open to the public. And God, I know the poor people in my market have the cleanest interiors of any poor people in the United States. Because we haul off almost 14 cubic yards of trash from this site every week. And very, very, very well used. It's boats, dump trucks, wreckers. They bring their boats on in trailers and bring it to my site and vacuum it out. So. But
Do you keep the vacuums on all the time?
we've had just on during opening hours.
And they're still coming in, not getting their car washed and using your vacuums?
Correct.
But they'll fly.
The question that I had was along the lines that Jim had, vacuum preference for vacuuming before or after, but how does that affect the volume at the wash?
I'm not sure that it affects the volume one way or the other. One of the guys in this room did a survey that he said that about 80% of the people prefer to vacuum before they wash their car, because that's kind of the way they've done it at home. And I've got some numbers that I think it's, I can't hang my hat on this yet, but it appears to me that it's adding to the average ticket by as much as maybe 30 or 40 cents a car. And well, people start cleaning their vehicle, and then they make the decision of how much they're gonna spend.
Joe Walker's saying that pre-vacuum and before the wash is adding 20 to 30 cents.
I can't hang my hat on that, but at least the initial.
Okay, now he's hemming and hawing about it. He's maybe 10 cents.
No, it's actually the two sites that I compared are pretty much the same economic and pretty much the same kind of traffic pattern, okay? And the one site is running about 40 cents higher, the vacuums in the front end than it does on the back end, okay? And that's the only really difference. It's pretty much the same menu, the same, everything else is pretty much the same.
I'd venture to say the cost is probably about half. I've seen some central vac systems go for, I think Bill Martin built one up in Boise where he spent close to $75,000, $80,000 on it. You spent $80,000. And, you know, we spent about $1,000 for one of the self-serve ones. You know, we only have two motors and only two small little motors running at a time. We actually have a contest who can change out a motor in under 2 minutes. When your big 15 horsepower motor goes down, you're down. It's just, you know, it's different. We just like the individual ones. We get real good suction out of them. There are more units to care for and there are more units to clean, but we just find it's an easier way to do it at less than half the cost.
Well, I'd rather pay more up front and save labor on replacing those little buzzers. I don't have any employees. They can't blow their nose in 2 minutes. But I've got a side of each version. I do, because of the layout. I've got employees that got blow their noses all the time. I've got a side with self-serve vacs on the side with the manifolds. I don't think the self-serve vacs are a little bit noisier. But I think the biggest thing to consider is, most importantly, cover on the both. I think it's very important to have another cover.
I've got 8 self-serve vacuums that are for sale right now.
The question, in case you didn't hear it, was traffic counts. What is the capture ratio in relationship to traffic counts? I believe you showed on your slide that it was anywhere from 0.5 to 1, with the average being at about 0.7. That's going to be hard to achieve when you have high traffic counts. We have some stores that have 65,000 cars a day. If we were going to capture 1% of that traffic, I wouldn't waste my time being here. I'd be on the ball someplace counting the money.